There's a soldier during World War II who fought in the Russian army. His name was Alex. Alex found himself in some of the most fierce fighting throughout from 1942 to 1945. When the war finally came to an end, Alex was thrilled. He was going to get to go home, to return to his family, to return to a peaceful life, what he'd hoped for. That's not what Alex got when he returned to Russia. See, Joseph Stalin had a concern. While he fought alongside the Allies during World War II, he was also very worried about what his soldiers might have experienced. You see, they've been with the Europeans, so they've experienced democracy, they experienced freedom. And those attributes weren't there in the Russian government. So his concern that these soldiers might bring these ideas back home led him to the belief that he needs to isolate these soldiers. So he put them in a prisoner of war camp, in a gulag, and he kept them there, and he forced them into physical labor for the rest of their lives. Now, can you imagine this turn of events? Here you are, a soldier fighting for your country. You think you get to return home, and instead, you're in this camp. Well, Alex decides he's going to do something with this time in this camp. Alex decides he's going to write a book. You see, Alex has been influenced by teachers in his past that piqued his intellectual curiosity, but also encouraged him to not let anything get in the place of the goals that he had in life. So Alex begins writing a book. And now let me explain. Writing a book in a gulag is quite a difficult endeavor, because Joseph Stalin didn't allow pencil, paper, anything like that. So when he wrote a book, he memorized a book in his head. And this book is going to be, by the time he gets out, over 2,000 pages long. You see, as teachers, we have the ability to reach students in this way. We have the ability to reach out and not only intellectually stimulate them, but also encourage them to achieve whatever it is they wish to do in their life, whatever aim may be before them. As a teacher, we hope to teach students lessons that stay with them through their lives. As a history teacher, what I hope to do is I hope to teach students lessons about people. I hope that examining people throughout history, they get examples of what good can come from their life. And I also hope that they learn from the lessons of the bad influences of history and take those warnings to live a better life. And ultimately, what I hope through this understanding of people is that while students understand people better, they also have a better understanding of themselves. Let's go back to the story about young Alex. When Alex gets out of this prisoner of war camp, this great work that he wrote was published. This work is going to be called the Gulag Archipelagos. This book is going to detail the psychological terror that went on under Joseph Stalin's regime. It's going to explain the difficulties that these soldiers faced. It's going to explain for the world to see the details of what it looked like to live behind the Iron Curtain. Many historians cite this work as one of the main reasons for the fall of the Soviet Union. Alexander Solzhenitsyn is one of the most influential writers of the 20th century. Could his teachers have ever imagined the influence they could make on his life, the impact that he would have on the world? Could Alex have even ever have understood what he would be able to accomplish? Winston Churchill once stated that you make a living by what you get, but you make a life by what you give. As teachers, what exactly do we give? Now that can be very difficult to quantify. I know that as a teacher, I've been able to influence many students. I also know that the impact that I have on those students is beyond my imagination. I can't even begin to understand what that influence, how that influence may affect them. Henry Adams wrote, "A teacher affects eternity. He can never know how far his influence goes." As a teacher, I don't know what could possibly be more exciting than that. Thank you.